Hi, at this juncture, I am your presenter and my name is Rochelle Duplicen from Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies. My discussion basically talks about languages, of course, so let's start. Being proud of our own country is such a good trait that we have to personify. We should be totally aware of our own language that we are using, especially when we open our mouth and pronounce every sound. We have to use our own dialect properly, and it is something that we should be proud of. The fact that we have our own language and way of speaking, we can't avoid being exposed in other languages that differ from our own. We should recognize other languages too. We are not standing at the same place or point forever whether we want it or not. Time will come that we will be communicating with other people with different languages. That is why we should be a productive speakers. We are aware that there are many definitions of languages that have been proposed. For your information, Henry Sweet stated that language is the expression of ideas by means of speech sounds combining to words. For him, our thoughts are being revealed or presented through the combined sentences that we voice out. In short, language is the principal method of human communication. It consists of words and it is conveyed through speaking. When we have thoughts in mind that we want to tell, we speak in front of other people for them to know our thoughts and opinions. It may also be in written form if we are not allowed to create sounds. We can also use body language or what we call the gestures. Some people have languages that are not similar to ours. The meaning of words that we acknowledge may differ from what they know. In our places or community, we know that we are raised with one language. Admit it or not, most of us are not familiar with the different language aside from our native languages known as the mother tongue. We often use our own language, so we don't take or have time to learn or discover other languages. And this is the main problem for us when we already get out in our comfort zone. We are being ignorant. Sorry for the term, but when we are outside our jurisdiction, we are becoming a bit illiterate in front of other people who have different language. It is because we can understand or we can say what we want to say because we don't know their language. We are confused and sometimes we create misunderstanding in communication. This is the problem, lack of language knowledge. We have this mindset wherein we should only focus on one language or dialect. We are exercising more monolingual strategies than the multilingual. That is why we often struggle when we talk to different people. We are used to one dialect that we forget to discover the other languages. I know someone will say, we have to use our own language or dialect, etc. Yes, of course that is true, but we have to remember that there is nothing wrong in discovering other languages. Sometimes two is better than one. Another problem or difficulty that we face when we engage with other people who have different languages or dialects is that we are left behind. We should not be left behind when it talks about communication. There are many ways for us to be active in communicating. Being a polyglot is useful. When we know or when we are aware of the other languages, this will be beneficial for us. It's not only because we are good at it, but it will make the other individuals proud of us because we can put our feet on their shoes. We can understand the flow of communication. Learning other languages will also increase the awareness of young children or the youth that language is important to learn, especially that whether we want it or not, we are exposed to communicating throughout our life. So as a solution, we have to normalize our way of thinking, that it is not bad that we or our parents, teachers, and other people around us stop us from discovering and learning different dialects. We have to be conscious of the meanings of words. Even in a simple way, we have to make ourselves familiar with other languages. But of course, even if we use other languages in speaking, we have to still use and be exposed to our original language. We have to be proud and love our own dialect or languages as we love and accept other dialects. Importantly, we must know how to value communication. Let us acknowledge the different languages equally. We have to remove boundaries or remove language discrimination. And in line with this social issue that exists, an online lecture will be conducted more like a webinar about this pressing issue that will help us avoid difficulties in language understanding. Together, we will discover different places virtually and learn their means of communication, their languages, the meanings of their words, and many other exciting topics about languages. We are sending this invitation to all of you students, parents, out-of-school youth, and other language enthusiasts who have gadgets and have access to the internet as we welcome each of you to virtually join us in this fruitful discussion about the beauty and varieties of language. This modality is to encourage others to have time in exploring language and to unlock the lack of language knowledge in our minds. Since at this time of pandemic, most of us can't have a socializing or physical event, so we create this platform to enhance our knowledge and information about languages even if we are in our house. Hope to see you all onliners. We learn as one. Thank you for listening. Hanggang sa muli. Rochelle Dupisan now signing off.